in majesty. About the fruity tree. Now wait a minute. America, America. Oh yeah, and crowned thy hood. Thy hood. With brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. I guess Ray Charles, I will never be. But anyway, welcome to the Reality Check with Charles Butler. You know, there are so many topics that I wanted to cover today that I decided not to have a guest. Decided not to have a guest and just to roll with it. Gonna roll with it. There are a lot of things out here that are going on that we need to deal with and keep the, as Jesse Jackson would say, keep the faith, baby. With what faith? What faith are we talking about here? We have a quote. I have a quote from Black Lives Matter, and I'm going to pull it up. This is so bizarre that you can't believe that someone that's an American even try to put their name on it. Okay, that's how bizarre this is. So I'm going to go here. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, Cuba. This is what these people, and you have to understand, Black Lives Matter, the organization, does not represent Black Lives Matter. Black lives don't matter to Black Lives Matter. These corporations have been duped to giving in excess of $90 million to this organization, and they use it to go out and purchase homes in Hancock Park in Los Angeles, knowing their little girls out in the Chicago ghetto, but they purchased mansions out in Los Angeles in one of the best neighborhoods in LA, Hancock Park, in the city. Beautiful neighborhood. Beautiful. If I were to live in the LA area, I'd love to live in Hancock Park. Beautiful, beautiful homes, beautiful people, cops everywhere. You don't find Bloods and Crips over there shooting. That's for damn sure. Okay. So what does Black Lives Matter? What do they say? These two lesbians and the transgender who started this group, these alt sex people and their Marxist socialist training. Who claims to be a trained Marxist? These chicks do. Okay, and we don't need a man. We can have a baby. We don't need a man. How do you have a baby without a man? Because screwing each other, you're not gonna get no baby. You got to put some sperm in there somewhere. You got to come out a test tube or the tube or something. Okay. So Black Lives Matter. We'll keep this. We're gonna keep this PG. We'll keep this PG so the kids can listen. But Black Lives Matter condemns U.S. federal government inhumane treatment of Cubans. Okay. Black Lives Matter condemns the U.S. federal government's inhumane treatment of Cubans and urges it to immediately lift the economic embargo. Who do you think you are? You're nobodies. You don't know anything about the economic embargo. The only thing you know about economics is you getting paid, you going to the bank. That's all you know about economics. This cruel and inhumane policy instituted with the explicit intent of destabilizing the country and undermining Cubans' right to choose their own government. That's how stupid you are, you morons. Castro took over the government, changed it to a communist government, communist socialist government, and it's been communist and socialist ever since Castro took over in the 50s. You stupid people, you Marxist trained people. See, that's the extent of these people's intelligence. They're stupid. Okay, let's move along. It is at the heart of Cuba's current crisis. So, at the heart of Cuba's current crisis, they're telling us, the American people, that somehow we are responsible for the Cuban people not being allowed to choose their own government. Are you effing stupid? Meaning fun-loving stupid. We're going to keep it PG. I didn't say PC. I said PG. And they go on to say, since 1962, the United States has forced pain and suffering on the people of Cuba by cutting off food, medicine, and supplies, costing the tiny island nation an estimated $130 billion. Let's be clear. Food has always gone to Cuba. Medicine has always gone to Cuba. And supplies have always gone to Cuba. Commerce hasn't gone to Cuba, you morons. I mean, look it up. It's there. Look at USDA. Look at USAID, USAID, and see how much aid we give to Cuba, which is stupid selves. You're stupid. And people buy into this. You know, people think that these people actually know what they're talking about because they have a platform. They don't. Okay. An estimated $130 billion is a blip. We send in remittances, the remittances that we track leaving this country every year is over 130 billion. And they're telling us that this has cost the Cuban people just 130 billion since 62. I mean, really? So we're talking 38 and 21. It's 59 years, 60 years. Only 130 billion. We lose that. We lose that to money leaving this country in remittances every year that we track. Anyway, let's go on to say this. This is what the Black Lives Movement says. Without that money, it's harder for Cuba to acquire medical equipment needed to develop its own COVID vaccinations and equipment for food production. This comes in spite of the country's strong medical care and history in lending doctors and nurses to disasters around the world. That's the only true thing in all of this. Cuba does send a lot of doctors and nurses around the world, especially Africa, to help out in vaccinations and just regular health care, et cetera. They have an excellent healthcare system, no question. Okay. So that's the only true thing that they said out of all this. Now, why would Cuba develop its own vaccine? They don't have the kind of research. They don't have the kind of team. They don't have the kind of time. They have the kind of money. See, those are the lies told by fascists, socialists, Nazis, communists. Just lies. Capitalists tell lies too. Let's be clear. I'm not going to stand here and defend capitalism as if it's the highest calling. It's really not. It's really not. We have a hybrid, and a lot of countries have a hybrid of capitalism and socialism. It's just we call it democracy and we call it freedom. You go to the UK. I remember when the UK, all of its major companies were owned by the government. I didn't know that. So, you look at China, a number of its companies are owned by what? The government. It's called state capitalism. That's what the UK was practicing until Maggie Thatcher came along. Freedom up. Maggie was one hell of a woman. I love some Maggie Thatcher. I could read about Maggie Thatcher all day. She was a fantastic woman. We don't have a politician like that today in America, a woman politician. The closest thing we ever came to having a Maggie Thatcher, man or woman, was Donald Trump. Okay. So these people are accusing the American government and the American people of oppressing the Cubans, and we should support who? We're not the protesters, the people who are standing up for freedom, say we want self-determination. That's what the Cuban people are protesting for right now. They're not saying we want more socialism, we want more communism, we want more food. We want more medicine from the U.S., but we want to keep this government. They're saying we want to have our own government. We want to be free of government. That's what the people are saying. But you see how they turn it around? That's what liberals do. They always turn around the truth. They always turn around situations to meet their own needs. Now, this statement continues, and they say this: the people of Cuba are being punished by the United States government because the country has maintained its commitment to sovereignty and self-determination. Yeah. Sovereignty, Castro in control for the last, what, 60 years? Or some Castro. And communism firmly at the heart of government. And there has been no self-determination. That's why these people are marching. But this statement continues, and it says, Cuba has historically demonstrated solidarity with oppressed peoples of African descent, from protecting Black revolutionaries and supporting Black liberation struggles. Yeah, some Panthers went over there. A couple of people who were cop killers went over there to Cuba. And you know, I followed those cases. I've followed the trend, and the reality is they were being railroaded, the people who were charged, and that's not fair. You have to have a fair trial. It's like the guy who's on trial now. I think his name is I can't come up with it. I see it in my brain. I just can't come up with it. It starts with an M. He's in Philly. He killed a Philly cop, and is it Mumbaya, something like that. Anyway, he killed a Philly cop. He was nowhere near. Everybody, he has eyewitnesses says no, he wasn't there, but the cops blamed him anyway. See, that happens. It's like Fred Hampton. Oh, Fred Hampton, he was firing back. That's why we shot him so many times. Well, it's clear that the Panthers never fired a shot when they broke into Fred Hampton's apartment. Fred could have been drugged by that FBI agent they had in there. Black FBI agent at that. So, BLM is calling on the Biden administration to lift all embargoes on the nation. But BLM isn't alone in blaming the U.S. for the ongoing protest in Cuba, Tampa, Miami. Bernie Sanders also said, it's the embargo, stupid. Also, it's his long past time to end the unilateral U.S. embargo on Cuba, which has only hurt, not helped the Cuban people. Shut up, Bernie. Stupid. Another socialist, right? The U.S. embargo does not affect humanitarian donations at all. The humanitarian aid goes on. Food, medicine. We just don't send them cars. We don't send them computers, TVs, but we send them food. Anyway, Julie Chung, the acting Assistant Secretary for the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of Western Hemisphere Affairs, so she has all of this stuff from the Arctic all the way down to the Antarctic on this hemisphere. But she tweeted back in April of last year. She said the U.S. routinely authorizes the export of humanitarian goods and agricultural products, medicine, and medical equipment to support the Cuban people. Now, sorry, done, deal, okay? That's what we do. We exported, I should say, millions of dollars in medical goods to Cuba last year. That's what we do. It's a fact. But, they try to lie. And people believe the lie because it's their lie. But demonstrators are shouting, down with communism, down with communism, down with socialism, freedom and liberty. That's what we want. Now, BLM claims that the country wants to be freed from the grip of U.S. as several protesters have been seen wagging with American flags in the street. We don't have anything to do on the island, but we do have a base on the island. We have a base called Guantanamo. I was there in 1973. Never forget. 1974. I was there in 1974. And I saw these big black dudes on the base, and they looked like aliens, right? They were all about 6'3". They all looked the same. They were dark skin, short cropped hair, and they had on these American fatigues from the 50s. And I was wondering, well, why aren't they saluting the military people? They were Cubans, worked on the base. Now, we couldn't leave the base, but Cubans clearly worked on the base. They had some fine women. Oh, God. They had some fine women. Those Cuban women sway like banana trees, like down in Brazil, okay? So now dissidents have spoken to the media to explain that they're protesting for civil liberties and an end to the oppressive regime. It's not the oppressive Castro regime anymore, but it's the repressive communist regime. And this is the only way they were ever going to get that or get the ability to protest was Castro being dead. Castro's a bad boy. He controlled every damn thing, okay? So, yeah, this is the only way they're going to get it. Okay, man, I tell you. So what do you think? What do you think? I know what I think. I'm like, wait a minute. This is crazy. You can't make this stuff up, people. You can't make this stuff up. People, we want the Americans to stop oppressing Cuba. That's what no, they're not protesting that at all. But they're protesting the communist regime. Hey, look, we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit about this tax credit that Joe Biden is supposedly giving the middle class. It's going to be interesting. Let's do that.
Hello, this is Dan Perkins from America's Cannabis Conversation, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can take responsibility for your own health. CV Science products that can help you empower yourself against the COVID-19 virus are CV Acute and CV Defense. The Acute product is taken at an early onset of feelings of discomfort and works over 3 days to assist your immune system to fight off the virus. The second product is CV Defense, which is taken daily, and it helps to optimize the power of your immune system to fight off this virus. Recently on my program, I had an interview with Dr. Michael Lewis, who's been in public health for decades. I asked him about personal responsibility, and he said,
"You are responsible for your own health. Don't count on the government to provide you with a magic pill or a magic shot for your health. That is your personal responsibility."
If you want to empower yourself and take control of your healthcare, go to empoweryourself.info. That's empoweryourself.info and take care of your healthcare.
Hi, this is Charles Butler, the host of the radio show, The Reality Check with Charles Butler. At Asset Benefits, we provide our clients with the rates and benefits from over 20 top-rated life insurance companies. We make you informed decision makers about final expense, mortgage protection, and securing your family's financial stability with the loss of a loved one. Hey, don't wait. Pick up the phone and call 312-667-9111 for your free quote and evaluation. So don't leave your family in a financial crisis because of a failure to plan for financial needs. Please call us for a free analysis and quote at 312-667-9111. Thank you.
Hello, this is Dan Perkins, and I want to talk to you about CV Science's new product to give you a healthy immune system. The all-natural product is called CV Defense, and this supplement is designed to protect you against attack on your immune system. Take it every day. Keep your immune system and you healthy. Be proactive about protecting your immune system and protecting your body by using CV Defense. For more information, you can go to empoweryourself.info. That's empoweryourself.info. Hello, this is Dan Perkins from America's Cannabis Conversation, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can take responsibility for your own health. CV Science products that can help you empower yourself against the COVID-19 virus are CV Acute and CV Defense. The Acute product is taken at an early onset of feelings of discomfort and works over 3 days to assist your immune system to fight off the virus. The second product is CV Defense, which is taken daily, and it helps to optimize the power of your immune system to fight off this virus. Recently on my program, I had an interview with Dr. Michael Lewis, who's been in public health for decades. I asked him about personal responsibility, and he said,
"You are responsible for your own health. Don't count on the government to provide you with a magic pill or a magic shot for your health. That is your personal responsibility."
If you want to empower yourself and take control of your healthcare, Go to empoweryourself.info. That's empoweryourself.info and take care of your health care.
Okay, we're back, and just wanted to pick up somewhere where we left off, and that is be clear. The people in Cuba are protesting not for Americans to lift the embargo. They're protesting for freedom, civil liberties, the ability of self-government. Has nothing to do with America. So look, let's fast forward. Want to talk a little bit about the voter ID issue in Arizona, in Maricopa County. In Maricopa County now, they have determined that there's been some voter irregularities. Maricopa. I'm pulling up something here. Just bear with me. Maricopa County. And so when I read this yesterday, I was like, oh man, I got to do this on the show, right? Because they found voting irregularities, okay? Because see, Maricopa County is like Cook County in Illinois. If you win Cook County, you win the state, hands down. So people can vote in the state any which way they want. But if you win Cook County, it's over. Okay. So this Arizona County, Maricopa County, is going to spend $3 million to replace voting machines tainted by the state's they called unnecessary election fraud. However, it's not unnecessary. And what they've discovered is that there was voter fraud. That didn't surprise me, but there's voter fraud. And you go, okay, voter fraud. They're telling us, oh, there's no voter fraud. There's plenty of voter fraud. Certainly plenty of voter fraud in Cook County. Voter fraud prevalent in Maricopa County. Now, this is not Charles Butler saying this. This is in the Washington Times. Okay, this is in credible papers. This is in the Gateway Pundit. They're pretty reputable. They're not, New York Times or anything, but New York Times has such a liberal slant. You can't believe anything they say. Breitbart says a devastating letter on voter irregularities in Maricopa County. It's not Charles Butler saying this. Okay. Now, some people are saying, well, no, that didn't happen. Well, how can they say that when clearly there are people out here who are like, yeah, voter fraud happened. So what is it? Did voter fraud happen or didn't it? This is what they found, and they admitted to yesterday, the state. They say that the Arizona election audit finds discrepancies. State president says those numbers do not match. Let me read this for you. The audit of the 2020 election in Maricopa County by the Arizona Senate has turned up discrepancy in the numbers provided by county officials. The Senate president, who's Karen Fann, she said in an interview with a radio talk show host named Mike Broomhead. That's an interesting name, Broomhead, right? That the discrepancy was sufficient grounds for the legislature to acquire new ballot counting machines. Ooh. Now, this was published yesterday. You're not hearing a great deal about it, are you? You're not even hearing it on Fox. Now, Ms. Fann said that the size of the discrepancy in the ballot count was unknown. Wow. They go on and say they haven't been a release of a number yet, but Ms. Fann said in an radio interview, however, we do know that those numbers do not match with Maricopa County at this point. Now, Ms. Fan and the Senate auditors, they want to make sure that every one of the check and balances match before they start doing the analysis of all the data they've received. Wow, that's deep. That's deep. Mm, that's deep. Now, what tickles me as being deep is that Arkansas legislators question why disbarred Clinton's name was added to a law school chair at University of Arkansas. This guy was disbarred, man. People forget how he lied. Oh no, I didn't have sex with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Oh, oral sex is sex. Okay. But I didn't put it in. Man, you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. So, Laura. Anyway, so I'm just sitting here kicking it and thinking about the this Maricopa County thing. I mean, it's about to blow up. It's going to blow up. It has to blow up. They've been telling us all these months that there's no voter fraud. Everything's on the up and up. Everything matches up. We have a chain of custody policies in place and processes in place. No, you don't. No, you don't. And if you do, you're not enforcing them. So I can tell you these elections are going to be different this time around. Totally different. Totally different. And that's for the better, I see. Oh, let's see here. Joe Biden and his tax cut. Let me tell you what this tax cut really does. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. When we come back, we'll tell you what this tax break really does for folks, okay?
Hello, this is Dan Perkins from America's Cannabis Conversation, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can take responsibility for your own health. CV Science products that can help you empower yourself against the COVID-19 virus are CV Acute and CV Defense. The Acute product is taken at an early onset of feelings of discomfort and works over 3 days to assist your immune system to fight off the virus. The second product is CV Defense, which is taken daily, and it helps to optimize the power of your immune system to fight off this virus. Recently on my program, I had an interview with Dr. Michael Lewis, who's been in public health for decades. I asked him about personal responsibility, and he said,
You are responsible for your own health. Don't count on the government to provide you with a magic pill or a magic shot for your health. That is your personal responsibility.
if you want to empower yourself and take control of your healthcare, go to empoweryourself.info. That's empoweryourself.info and take care of your healthcare.
Hi, this is Charles Butler, the host of the radio show, The Reality Check with Charles Butler. At Asset Benefits, we provide our clients with the rates and benefits from over 20 top-rated life insurance companies. We make you informed decision makers about final expense, mortgage protection, and securing your family's financial stability with the loss of a loved one. Hey, don't wait. Pick up the phone and call 312-667-9111 for your free quote and evaluation. So don't leave your family in a financial crisis because of a failure to plan for financial needs. Please call us for a free analysis and quote at 312-667-9111. Thank you.
Okay, folks, we're back, and we're going to play a clip of Joe Biden talking this afternoon this morning about the tax cut, how it works. Let's listen.
For you, anybody under the age of 13, this has got to be boring for you. Right? Well, I tell you what, we had to work something out here so that when this is over, your parents, your uncles, your aunts, whoever you're with, they owe you some ice cream or something for this, you know? Folks, it's a pleasure to be here. Take a sip here. And this, I believe this is actually a historic day. Historic day in the sense as we continue to build an economy that respects and recognizes the dignity of working class families and middle class families. It's historic, and it's our effort to make another giant step toward ending child poverty in America. I think this will be one of the things that the Vice President and I will be most proud of when our terms are up. Beginning this morning, nearly all working families, that is, people making under $150,000 as families, or an individual making under $120,000, $25,000, who have children or raising children in America, they're going to receive their first monthly tax cut payment. That payment from the expanded child tax credit is to be signed into law as part of our American Rescue Plan. It's one of the largest ever single tax cuts for families with children. And it's a reflection of our belief that the people of this country who need a tax cut aren't the folks at the top. They've got plenty of tax cuts. They're doing just fine. But it's the people in the middle, the folks who are struggling, who are just looking for a little bit of, my dad would say, a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of breathing room. This has the potential to reduce child poverty in the same way that the Social Security reduced poverty for the elderly. And by the way, you think of monthly payments. You get a Social Security check. Those who you know get Social Security, they get it monthly. Well, this will be, unless you want it at one lump sum, this will be a monthly payment for child care, for your children, a tax cut. And here's how the tax credit works. For every child under the age of 6, a parent will get $3,600 a year. For every child 6 to 17, they'll get $3,000 per year. For example, a middle-class family with 2 young children could expect to receive $7,200 a year to help raise their children. This will be they'll get the first half of this $3,600 starting today. And it'll be paid out at $600 a month between now, July, and December. And then they're going to get the rest of the payment next spring around tax day. Now, if you file taxes electronically, you can go to your bank account today, and you'll see a payment that says Child CTC. Let me say that again. Payments of $300 for each child under the age of 6, $250 for each child between the age of 6 and 17 on a monthly basis between July and December. If you don't file your taxes electronically, as you did last year, you can expect to receive a check in the mail beginning today or a few days from now. And you'll get this payment on the 15th of every month for the rest of this year. And if you're not required to file taxes at all in the past, you haven't filed because you didn't owe any taxes, then you can go to childtaxcredit.gov. Let me say it again, childtaxcredit.gov.
I'm Melanie. I'm a fun...
childtaxcredit.com. So that's easy. Really? So Joe is trying to give away money. That's all he's doing is giving away money. Child tax credit, right? Why are these women having babies out of wedlock? Why do they need help? Where does the money come from? Nothing's free. A child tax. So we're giving people money to have babies who have no husband, no job, live in poverty, and just having effing babies. How crazy is that? So you're going to give me $3,000 for every child. You're going to send this to me in the form of a check. So I'm going to have 9 babies. That's 10 grand a year. Now, Joe tells the lie, and I'm going to pull it up in my next video here. Joe tells the lie that some mother called him saying she was buying shoes for her children. And he's a lying a-hole. The money hasn't even been allocated yet. Some mother called me. She was Buying shoes for her children, for her little dark and children. Yeah, man, I tell you, this guy needs to be punched right in the nose.
If you don't file your taxes electronically, as you did
Listen to this. Listen to this. How crazy this is.
last year, you can expect to receive a check in the mail beginning today or a few days from now. And you'll get this payment on the 15th of every month for the rest of this year. And if you're not required to file taxes at all in the past, you haven't filed because you didn't owe any taxes, then you can go to childtaxcredit.gov. Let me say it again, childtaxcredit.gov. And they'll give you clear information and a link to help you sign up for the first time. This can be life-changing for so many families.
Life-changing. Sure it can. But why are they having these babies in the first place out of wedlock? That's what I want to know. Don't you? Why do we have to pay for their babies? Why are they getting checks for having babies? That's what I want to know, don't you? I think it's the biggest boondoggle and the biggest waste of money that's been put up on the taxpayer in a long time.
10% of the children receiving this credit come from working families. And the other 3% include kids being raised by retired grandparents.
Do you think that number of retired grandparents raising children is 3%? Is he stupid? He's totally out of touch. That number's more like 50, 60%. Especially among white folks. These white girls abandon these babies without any hesitation. Black women, they, tend to love their kids, stay with their kids through thick and thin, and, just hang in there. White women, man, they will abandon them babies to family or whoever take them in. They out there. And there have been numerous examples of that, just like they have with black women. But do you think for one iota it's only 3% of these babies being taken care of a parent, grandparent?
Parents or by someone with a serious disability. And by the way, this credit doesn't start to phase out until a couple is making $150,000 or a single parent is making $112,000. It begins to phase out then. This is a middle-class tax cut. When I decided I wanted this in the legislation, I referred to it in the way it really is. It's a middle-class tax cut. It's just like the wealthy get tax cuts for a lot of things. It's a tax cut for your children, having children. And this can make it possible for a hardworking parent to say to his or her child, honey, you can get you new braces now. We can get you a tutor to help you in that math class you're having trouble with. We can get you the sports equipment you need to sign up for your first team you're going to play on. People have written to me to tell me they use the money to buy their kids new shoes, to send them to summer camp, to cover after school care when school starts up again.
Joe, they haven't gotten the money, you lying SOB. Parents write to me to tell me what they use the money. They haven't got the money. You said they get the money today. If they direct deposit. Oh, God. You can't make this stuff up, man. This guy just lies his ass off. Let's listen to this again.
And this can make it possible for a hardworking parent to say to his or her child, honey, you can get you new braces now. We can get you a tutor to help you in that math class you're having trouble with.
Right.
We can get you the sports equipment you need to sign up for your first team you're going to play on.
Right.
People have written to me to tell me they use the money to buy their kids new shoes, to send them to summer camp.
They haven't got the money yet. Busted. Pinocchio. Lord have mercy. This boy needs to quit lying. Tell you. Anyway, that's all I can say. He needs to quit lying.
Getting ready to start the briefing.
Jan Saki. We go get busy with little Jan Saki. Jan, so we're going to start the meeting. Get in your seats. Get in your spots. We're going to start. Don't get confused here because we don't want the president asking someone the wrong question like Peter Ducey. Who's standing right in front of me, 6'1", 6'2".
Okay, so unemployment claims, which you all saw the data come out this morning. Today's data on new unemployment claims is further proof that the president's economic plan is working. Today marked yet another new pandemic low in initial unemployment claims, the lowest level since March of 2020. And the 4-week average of new claims continued to decline, dropping to its lowest level in 16 months, down 55% since when President Biden took office. This is evidence of the strengthening labor market we're seeing across the economy. Unemployment is down, wages are up, and 3 million new jobs have been created in 5 months, the fastest rate in U.S. history. We just gave you a few headlines over here.
Yeah, jobs working in a burger flipping joint, not real jobs, because Biden killed 72,000 jobs with the stroke of a pen. Good paying jobs, 6-figure jobs. To hell with Joe Biden. To hell with Joe Biden. Want me to say that again? To hell with Joe Biden. But, here he walks with the child tax credit. You're incentivizing poor people to go out and have babies so that they can collect $3,000, $6,000 a year, an extra $300 a month. I'm just saying. Amazing. Okay. We kind of got that off the plate. Senator Cruz and Senator Tom Cotton, they are killing these nominees that Biden's sitting up here. I mean, they're killing them, man. They're asking them tough questions, I think, but fair questions. And that's all I think anyone could ask, is to be asked a tough, fair question in these hearings. So let's hear what Ted Cruz has to say with Ms. Perez, who's being appointed by Joe to the bench.
Getting ready to start the briefing. I think.
Oops. Here we go. Let me see if this is it.
That the amicus brief that I filed on behalf.
No, this is Ted. Ted Cruz getting ready to light up Ms. Perez, Maria Perez, who's an advocate. She's such a liberal. She's such a lefty. She wants felons in jail to be able to vote. Felons who are sitting in jail to be able to vote. And these are some of her excuses. You got to hear these. When I heard them, I was so put out that I said, my listeners have to hear this. Here we go.
Of 11 senators was, quote, outrageous and harmful. That's how you characterized it.
Senator, the Supreme Court has issued its ruling.
I'm going to try again. And do you stand by your characterization? I'm not asking you what the Supreme Court did. Was outrageous.
She called him outrageous. She called him outlandish. And he said, well, hey, if we nominate you to the bench, are you going to do the same thing from the bench? Her answer should have been yes, because it's exactly what she intends to do. It's amazing. So I try to stay out of this stuff, I tell you.
I filed an amicus brief on behalf of 11 senators in the Brnovich case. You made a comment that the brief that I filed was outrageous and harmful. Do you stand by that characterization?
Senator, the Supreme Court, as you know, issued its decision in the Brnovich case and struck down, and upheld the restrictions on Arizona.
Okay, I'd like you to answer my question. Do you stand by the characterization that the amicus brief that I filed on behalf of 11 senators was, quote, outrageous and harmful? That's how you characterized it.
Senator, the Supreme Court has issued its ruling.
I'm going to try again. And do you stand by your characterization? I'm not asking you what the Supreme Court did. You described an amicus brief filed on behalf of 11 senators as outrageous and harmful. Do you stand by what you said just a few months ago?
Senator, what I said as an advocate when it was pending before the court is not relevant to the issue.
Do you stand by it or do you retract it? You have a choice.
Senator, as an advocate, I
Okay, you're going to refuse to answer me on that. I assume you also believe the Supreme Court's 6-3 decision agreeing with the position advocated in my amicus brief. I assume you believe that decision was also outrageous and harmful because that's the language you used.
Senator, the Brnovich case is the law of the land. It has been
So
settled.
you're not going to answer that either.
The law of the land has been settled. What I am going to say, Senator, is that I am pledging to apply precedent.
So at the time you discussed the brief filed by a number of senators on this committee as outrageous and harmful. At that time, had you had any discussions with the Biden administration about being nominated to be a judge?
I would need to remember the timing a little bit.
When was the first discussion you had with the Biden administration about being nominated to be a judge?
I would need to reference my Senate Judiciary questionnaire because that's where I recorded it. I don't have it committed to memory.
So you have advocated that felons should be able to vote. Do you believe all felons should vote?
Senator, my work and advocacy has been on behalf of persons who are living and working in the community.
Do you believe currently incarcerated prisoners in jail should be allowed to vote?
Senator, I have been advocating on behalf of people who
You're not answering my question. I didn't ask what you've advocated in the past. I'm asking what you believe.
Senator, the canons of judicial ethics preclude me from answering that question because a situation may come before me.
So let me ask you this. You have advocated in favor of a living constitution. And indeed, as both Senator Hawley and Senator Lee asked you about, you have disparage those who believe in originalism as essentially racist and bigots. How do you think you will be able to serve with colleagues on the Court of Appeals if you have disparaged their constitutional interpretation as racist and bigoted? And secondly, why is it that when you advocate a, quote, living constitution, that somehow the livingness of it always makes the Constitution agree with the policy positions you happen to embrace? How is that?
It's he's absolutely right. There's no question. He's absolutely correct. How can she be fair? She can't. But she's in there fighting. I have to give her credit. She tried to hang in there. She's trying to get on that bench so she can change things. But I've said this before. I'll say it again. Hope you don't take any offense. When they gave women the right to vote, privilege to drive, that was the beginning of messing this country up. Hey, look, we're gonna take a little break. We'll be right back with Senator Tom Cotton and Ms. Perez.
Hello, this is Dan Perkins from America's Cannabis Conversation, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can take responsibility for your own health. CV Science products that can help you empower yourself against the COVID-19 virus are CV Acute and CV Defense. The Acute product is taken at an early onset of feelings of discomfort and works over 3 days to assist your immune system to fight off the virus. The second product is CV Defense, which is taken daily, and it helps to optimize the power of your immune system to fight off this virus. Recently on my program, I had an interview with Dr. Michael Lewis, who's been in public health for decades. I asked him about personal responsibility, and he said,
You are responsible for your own health. Don't count on the government to provide you with a magic pill or a magic shot for your health. That is your personal responsibility.
If you want to empower yourself and take control of your health care, go to empoweryourself.info. That's empoweryourself.info and take care of your health care.
Hi, this is Charles Butler, the host of the radio show, The Reality Check with Charles Butler. At Asset Benefits, we provide our clients with the rates and benefits from over 20 top-rated life insurance companies. We make you informed decision makers about final expense, mortgage protection, and securing your family's financial stability with the loss of a loved one. Hey, don't wait. Pick up the phone and call 312-667-9111 for your free quote and evaluation. So don't leave your family in a financial crisis because of a failure to plan for financial needs. Please call us for a free analysis and quote at 312-667-9111. Thank you.
9111. Remember that. Hey, look, we're going to play a little bit of this clip with Ms. Perez and Tom Scott.
Was outrageous and harmful. Do you stand by that characterization?
Senator, the Supreme Court as you know, issued its decision in the Brnovich case and struck down, and upheld the restrictions on Arizona.
Okay, I'd like you to answer my question. Do you stand by the characterization that the amicus brief that I filed on behalf of 11 senators was, quote, outrageous and harmful? That's how you characterized it.
Senator, the Supreme Court has issued its ruling.
I'm going to try again.
She wouldn't answer the question.
And do you stand by your characterization? I'm not asking you what the Supreme Court did. You described an amicus brief filed on behalf of 11 senators as outrageous and harmful. Do you stand by what you said just a few months ago?
Senator, what I said as an advocate when it was pending before the court is not relevant to the issue.
Do you stand by it or do you retract it? You have a choice.
Senator, as an advocate, I
Okay, you're going to refuse to answer me on that. I assume you also believe the Supreme Court's 6-3 decision agreeing with the position advocated in my amicus brief. I assume you believe that decision was also outrageous and harmful because that's the language you used.
Senator, the Brnovich case is the law of the land. It has been
So
settled.
you're not going to answer that either.
The law of the land has been settled. What I am going to say, Senator, is that I am pledging to apply precedent.
So at the time you discussed the brief filed by a number of senators on this committee as outrageous.
Wow. That's deep. It'll be interesting what she comes back with. She doesn't have a leg to stand on, but she's going to come out of committee and she'll be, she'll get a full vote up or down in the Senate. I'd vote no. I would vote no. Okay? I don't know about you, but I can't take it. See here. But it's a trap. And it is what it is. These liberal judges and Cruz was very clear, and Cotton, that these judges take their own personal opinion and interject it into somehow being law. There's a guy trying to get out of jail in Illinois who was head of the gangs. And they try to make an example out of him instead of following the law. Do you let Bernie Madoff out? Don't know. But what I do know is that they have some real issues right now, some real serious issues with letting this gang member out versus some of the other people they've let out of prison for COVID-related issues.